That's right. Back at it again. Full custom hot dog, and we're doing a movie review. I know. It's been some time. I haven't forgot about you. I hope you haven't forgot about me. I do that weekly show, the Full Custom Podcast, every Tuesday around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just to kind of keep me going. And then trying to get back into doing these movie reviews as well, as I like doing them. I love talking about movies. I love movies. So it's nice to have that outlet. And it's always cool to see people's comments about these movies. As weird as it sounds, I'll get comments that pop up on old videos I've done for some of the weird stuff I've reviewed, and it always makes my day. So thank you all for commenting, supporting, subscribing, liking, commenting, all that stuff. It's all awesome to me. So we're talking about The Invisible Man. New film. Well, not new, but fairly new, I think, right? 2020, just came out a couple weeks ago. According to IMDb, it came out February 28th. It's a remake of the film The Invisible Man from 1933, starring Claude Rains, which I also just saw recently. Most people that know me know I am not well versed in cinema that's like pre-75. I don't watch a lot of black and white films, even Universal Monster stuff. I watched some of it as a kid and kind of realized recently, hey, I haven't watched a lot of this, so I might start reviewing those as well. I think I kind of really want to, actually, because I have a Blu-ray set of all the first ones, not the sequels. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. If that's something you want to see, let me know in the comments. But we're talking about The Invisible Man, directed by Leigh Whannell, and I feel like I'm saying that wrong. You might know Leigh from quite a few things, both as an actor, writer. He directs as well. This is his film. Apparently, he's working on the new remake of Escape from New York. He also did Upgrade, and the third Insidious, which for some reason I thought he did the first one, but maybe that's James Wan. I don't know. I don't know those films too well, but I've seen quite a few of them. He's also acted. He's been in the Saw films as well as wrote the original Saw. He's done quite a few things. Did I mention Upgrade? Because that's great. If you haven't seen Upgrade, go see Upgrade. And then followed up with Venom. Very interesting, because both of those films have Tom Hardy, or a guy who looks like Tom Hardy, being controlled by an outside force. And there's some interesting parallels there. Don't ask me which one I like more, because you will not like my answer. The Invisible Man. So, IMDb, let's sum this up. When Cecilia's abusive ex takes his own life and leaves her his fortune, she suspects his death was a hoax. As a series of coincidences turn lethal, Cecilia works to prove that she is being hunted by someone nobody can see. An invisible man. I added the Invisible Man line. So, yeah, Cecilia, our lead here, played by Elizabeth Moss, leaves a very abusive and toxic relationship, who also happens to be a leading researcher or scientist in the fiber optic game. So he's working on fiber optic stuff, and he's got a cool home lab. I always wish I had a job that involved me having a home lab. Anyway, so she leaves, she escapes and goes off to live with a friend, and then she's being basically... She can't comprehend what's going on, because it's as if she's being attacked by a ghost or an invisible man, as there are hints that the ex-fiance, ex-boyfriend that was abusing her is still around her somehow. And so, of course, she's going crazy and utterly goes mad, and nobody believes her. How could you? There's no such thing as an invisible man. Pretty solid flick. I didn't like the first half. I think it's because it made me so uncomfortable. And that's kind of rare for me. I watch a lot of these type of things, but I kind of realize... so I do this full custom podcast. Our next episode, we're doing an episode called Four Locos for Film. And it involves us drinking Four Locos. Terrible idea. And watching films that take place in an insane asylum or with mentally, unhinged. So I watch this, and then I follow that up with Unsane. Great film, but I also get similar vibes. Not necessarily in that they share similar themes. I guess in the fact that, is this person crazy? No, they're not. Or are they? So they do share that, and I realize that is something that makes me incredibly uncomfortable and tense, to where I wanted to turn off both films, because I couldn't stand the idea of this character, our lead characters in both films, mind you, being so helpless that there is nothing they can do to convince people, and they are helpless against everything around them to help help me from what is attacking me or what is happening with me, and nobody believes them. And that just seems utterly terrifying. Maybe I finally found something that really keeps me in a state of discomfort, because it was so hard with this first half of this film for me, just watching her struggle to try to get people to believe her. And you kind of wonder if she's going crazy too, but obviously the film's called Invisible Man, so you're hoping that the twist isn't that, like, he's dead and has been with her the whole time, you know. Some light spoilers coming up, I guess. I don't want to get too much into it because it's still a new movie, and if you've watched me before, you know I kind of try to be fairly reasonable, I think, with spoilers. So obviously there is an Invisible Man. There are some twists that work great, quite a few, I think. The I don't know if I should spoil this part. Okay, I'm gonna say this. What makes him invisible is super cool. I liked it. It looked like a weird alien thing. I feel like I'm already getting into some weird territory there with the spoilers, but very cool. My only issue with this film, my only gripe overall, is I feel like as a remake to the original Invisible Man, and again, I only saw the original Invisible Man recently, so I may not be, I'm definitely not the biggest Invisible Man fan, but I did enjoy that film. It doesn't feel like a good remake in the sense that, let me see how to describe this. And I'm not even completely well versed in the Universal Monster history. But what it feels like is those all feel like films that sort of hinge on the monster, right? At least in the case of the Invisible Man. It is about, you know, the scientist played by Claude Rains, Jack Griffin, who is driven mad because of this invisibility, and it's like a side effect. And in this film, it's more that this guy's already a piece of garbage, and then he gets the ability to become invisible, and he's still just even crueler garbage. I almost wish this had a better title or a different title so I could appreciate it a bit more, because I feel like as a remake, as a remake, I wouldn't want to see a sequel to the garbage Invisible Man. Like he's a bad dude. So I'm curious there. It doesn't hinge enough with the monster to me, as weird as that sounds either. I do like in the original that it's focused on him. Or if you haven't seen Hollow Man, and I haven't seen Hollow Man in a while, so I may be misremembering, but I can definitely recall, I can potentially recall it being a little bit more about Hollow Man, Kevin Bacon's character, and I feel like that is a better remake in that sense, in that those themes carry over. They don't really share similar themes here besides there being an Invisible Man, and it's used for evil. And that's kind of what makes the original so interesting, is the fact that he's like, yo, I can get naked and I can rob banks, which is an odd way to watch that movie. I couldn't stop thinking of this naked dude just robbing banks and stuff. It's very awkward plot there. So I think in that sense, that's sort of where this movie fails for me a little bit. But I think overall, it's really solid. That last half is great. That first half, though, messed me up. I couldn't believe that it was making me feel that way. And I was kind of trying to figure out why I didn't like it. And I realized, okay, I'm not comfortable here, and this sucks watching this person go through this. So again, really cool that I found out things I hate feeling now. So that's great. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. If you haven't seen this yet, it is worth a watch. It is absolutely worth a watch. Definitely has to be one of the best movies in theaters right now, besides Sonic, if that's still in your theater. I know if some of you don't listen to the show, you're like, what? This guy loves Sonic? I don't think I did a review for that, and I wanted to, but this movie's great. Enough about Sonic the Hedgehog. Enough about 1933 Invisible Man. Check out Invisible Man 2020. Everybody delivers here, and with Leigh Whannell, I'm always curious to see what that guy's going to do, because I feel like even if I don't think it's the best, it's really interesting. So check this out and let me know what you think in the comments. As always, I am Full Custom Hot Dog. You can follow me on Twitter. It's Full Custom Hot Dog without the last O, because that is just too long for Twitter. And Tuesdays, I do a live show with my buddy Honest John called the Full Custom Podcast, where we start at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And like I said, this one we're going to be drinking Four Locos. So if you want to hear something terrible, that is the perfect time to tune in. So thank you for watching, and until next time.